Of course.
Hollow faces in the mirror, lost souls searching for a savior. In a world gone mad and toxic waste, a rise up from the shattered place. Jagged edges cutting through the smoke. Words like knives ain't some kind of joke. Revolution starts with broken chains. I'm the storm in your hurricane. I'm the new cult of personality. Break the system, bring your sanity. Raging fire, burn the old decree. In the chaos, you'll be following me. Mystic whispers echo through the halls. Old gods tremble, walls will fall. In the ashes lies the prophecy. Scars and power all inside of me. Rusty bridges fracture in the night. Desperate hands reaching for the light. I'm the message carved into your skin. Where the end is where we all begin. I'm the new cult of personality. Break the system, bring your sanity. Raging fire, burn the old decree. In the chaos, you'll be following me.
And hello and welcome to Random Nonsense 100. I cannot believe we're here. I really didn't think we'd get past 10 and it would have been like, all right, I'm done. That was fun for 10 episodes, but whatever. But yeah, so we are on episode 100, which I find quite amazing. I'm very proud of us. We've come a long way from where we first started to where we are now, because in the first few episodes, the room was this way. So I was on this wall and this was my background. And it was a lot more clusterfucked in here at the time because I had more desks, more tables, till I got like the bookshelves and started hanging things on the wall. So we've come a very long way. If you really go back and look at like the first few episodes, it was very, I want to say kind of grungy, kind of dark in here. Like, oh, good times though. Sorry,
I see a Jackson tail.
Jerky stuck in my tooth. Yeah, he's here celebrating the 100 with us.
Jackie boy.
I know he looked sad when I came home because he looked behind me and couldn't see you.
Aww,
he looked sad.
That's okay. I'll see him and I'll make sure I'll bring him a special treat.
Aw, you're a good guy.
He's a good
pupper. Yeah. So we're here for 2 hours. Don't know what we're going to discuss. I had a bunch of ideas yesterday. I should write them down more when I get the ideas because they go out my head about 20 minutes later.
Dude, you know what we should totally do for everybody? We should totally just read the script for everybody.
I'm waiting for that pop in now with just that look of the look he got yesterday during the read.
Yeah, the word goes when his eyes darted. Yeah, that was funny.
Mm-hmm.
We're totally not going to do that.
We would never do that.
No.
Because that would spoil the whole fact that we're filming a movie.
Oh, yeah.
In like 16 days. Yeah,
dude. It's crazy. It's wild, man. Thank you for letting me be a part of this for 100 episodes. I think I missed a couple at the beginning before the scheduling got really down and everything like that. But thanks, man. Love you, brother. I'm happy. I'm proud of you. You should be proud of yourself, man. So thank you for letting me be a part of this. And thank you guys all for watching.
We appreciate you. It's very small right now, but we'll hopefully get some more views here in a little bit, but that's fine. Though, I was thinking about something yesterday, and me and Danielle were having that discussion because Danielle is very OCD when she goes to bed. So she'll lock the front door, then she'll take the handle and shake the fucking door like 8-9 times in a row. And then she'll still look back through the peephole, then shake it again another 3-4 times. And she does the same thing with the back door. She'll rock it, make sure it's locked, make sure it's locked, make sure it's locked. Then she'll open the curtain and look outside and then close the curtain again. I started laughing at her and she goes, "What?" I was like, "I remember a time when my grandparents would leave the front door open so the wind would blow through the house."
Yeah.
And she goes, "Wait, what?" I go,
Oh, yeah.
"Yeah. They would leave the door open. I mean, it'd be one of those like old school like screen doors, but it'd be locked, but it would be open all night with the front door wide open so that cold air as the became nighttime in the spring would blow through the house and cool the whole house down."
Yeah. Yeah, those days are unfortunately long gone. I remember those days too. Actually, here even, we'd have friends come over and they knew they didn't even have to ring the bell. We'd leave our doors unlocked. It was never an issue. Which is kind of crazy to think about. And but yeah, it was never really a problem. And now we lock our doors just because
you just never know anymore.
Things are getting worse. You know what I mean? It's like you can't leave it like that anymore. You know what I mean? Plus now, anybody who knows me in Clifton Park, knows where I live. So, I got to worry about all my fans and all that kind of shit trying to bust in and get at me.
I don't know where you live. I've never been to your house.
That's fair. Yeah, you've never been to my house before in the shows that we've done in the same room together.
It's green screen. It's all green screen.
It is. That's the magic of the
I'm not actually there. We superimpose me next to you because our technology is amazing.
Yeah, but then we have problems with audio.
Yeah.
Stuff, and we pretend to be dumber than we really are.
Exactly.
Because if everybody knew we were smart, then they'd expect more out of us.
I would say, but isn't that the best thing though? If they thought we were smart, then they'd be like, okay, you guys can do more.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Low expectations, my friend. Low expectations. So when you exceed them, you look amazing.
Yeah.
There's
like,
Chantel.
Good job. You tied both of your shoes. Hey, hi, Chantel. Oh, I'm glad she's here. I miss her. We don't just because the reception's kind of spotty where she is. We don't unfortunately get into the calls and stuff as much as I would like to anymore. But love her to death, and I'm glad that she's doing well. Hey, what's up, brother? Oh, Groovy sick. Oh, I'm sorry, brother. I hope you feel better, homie.
He sounded rough when him and I FaceTimed earlier.
Oh, you know what we'll do for you, Travis? We'll read the script.
We'll
send you to bed with your movie on your mind. And it'll be like a bedtime story. Yes. Once upon a time, there was a fat guy.
In the land of Oklahoma. Sweeping down the plains with the waving wheat, and it sure smelled sweet. And if you don't know, you don't know. Huh?
Did you just make that up?
No, that's how the song for Oklahoma starts.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. Oklahoma. I was like, wait, did you just make that? I was like, that sounds so familiar, though. All right.
I was doing a callback.
No, hold on. Don't be sorry, Chantel. Don't be sorry, Chantel. I'm sorry. It's been a couple days. No need, Chantel. Don't be sorry. You know I love you.
You know the one thing I'm pumped about the most about filming the movie is that after the movie, I can fuck with my hair.
That's true.
It's starting to annoy me. I don't want to take off the length, but I think I want to shave down the sides and give myself a mullet mohawk, so I can do the big spikes with the long parts when I want to. I think that'd be fun.
Hell yeah. And that's just kind of your personality too. Anyway.
I like being weird.
You are. You're a good
It only took me 30 something years to learn to be myself. That's all.
I think learning to be yourself and being comfortable with being yourself are two different things. You know what I mean? Because you can figure out who you are early. And for whatever reason, be it idiosyncratic or whatever, you don't feel comfortable being yourself around a lot of people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you can kind of like, I get it.
Well, it's weird. For the first time in like 6 months, like in the last 6 months, like for the first time in my life, I finally like feel the most like authentic to who I really feel like just being me and whatnot, doing what I do. It's been a nice change of pace and trying to please everyone and be like the best version that I thought everyone else wanted me to be without being the best version to myself.
Yeah.
So I think that was very helpful, but I go through those phases where like I get really down on myself and I kind of bring myself down. I start over analyzing everything and I start thinking about it. Like yesterday I was sitting here alone, just chilling out the music and whatnot. We kind of touched base about it when I saw you earlier today. But I start thinking, I'm like, I'm almost 40 years old. When my grandparents were 40, they had their own house. And like, I take my dog for a walk and I leave my crappy apartment complex. I make a right and just see all these nice houses. But everyone who owns them are much, much older than I am. And I'm like, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to have that. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to afford my own house one day.
You not with that attitude, you won't. It's
Well,
one
I
of those,
mean,
it's
given
never
like
too late.
how
Well,
much
yeah,
they resell them and all that shit for, like,
it's
unless I want to
definitely. Oh no,
make
I'm sorry.
millions
Go
of
ahead.
dollars.
Yeah, well,
No,
that's
you're good. My bad.
no, not at all. I think it's different times. It's like, things are different from the way they were back in the day. Um, I mean, they're definitely different than they were back in the day. But that's not the lot for everybody. You know what I mean? You're definitely not in the worst situation anybody could be
No.
in. You know what I mean? And that's
And
one of those things where you're having a shitty day, and you're not feeling great, and then like I showed you that article earlier, JJ, about the woman with the brain eating amoeba that like whacked her because she like cleared her sinuses with pond water. Like, yeah, well, you're not them at least, you know what I mean? So
exactly. No, and I don't mean it in a bad way. And I don't want anyone to think that I'm not happy where I'm at, whatnot. Like, I have a roof over my head. I got all my animals are safe. Danielle's here. I have a whole room to myself. I'm not complaining about that. Like, I get it. Like, some people don't live in houses. Some people live in apartments until the day they die. They buy condos. It's basically the same thing. I'm not complaining about it, but it's one of those things that as a kid, like, all of your friends' parents all owned their house for years. It was their house. Like, they would always talk about, if I die, I'm going to pass this on to you in the will, this, that, and the other thing. It's like, I don't even have a will. The most I could pass on is a bunch of toys to my children. That's basically what I own, is what you see in this room.
Can I call your 91 Ninja Turtles, guys? You want to leave
Yes,
them?
you can have my 90 Ninja Turtles. And all the extra shredders on the top shelf.
Thank you. That's all I want.
Well,
I don't even need all the turtles, just the fucking 90s one, the movie ones that I like.
Those are my favorite ones. They're right there.
Yes.
Not there, but the shelf above. Because that shelf is unfortunately the Secret of the Ooze turtles, which I got for free. They're on display because I got them for free, but I hate the way they look. The only ones I really like are the original ones, which we covered on last week's episode when we did our collectibles.
That was a good episode. After this show, of course.
Super famous.
Wouldn't be bad.
Right? Hey, since he announced it, all I've had is like great thoughts about it. And I don't know why. I'm not that person. Usually the glass is half empty, but I'm like, yeah, I've said it to you thousands of times that we've talked about it, that I don't know what it is about this, but I have a really good feeling the outcome is going to be great for all of us.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a boost in what you and I do here, a boost in what he does on his channel, a boost in Jimmy's channel with his artwork or whatnot, even if it gets us more and more like this becomes a thing, I'm okay with that too. Like, I don't need to walk a red carpet to feel great about myself.
No,
like,
me either. If a few people
this is what I enjoy doing.
Yeah, exactly. If a few people like that I don't know catch this and dig it, that's fucking awesome, man. You know what I mean? That's all you can do is, you do your best and hope, man. And if, I have the greatest feelings for this too. I think this is going to be like I've said this a million times too. I think this is a breath of fresh air for horror. And I
said that today.
Yeah. And we actually had this discussion earlier, and where, horror movies are kind of making a pretty good comeback now. And I think this one is just going to be, there's a lot of indie movies that get picked up. A lot of them.
Look at The Whale.
The Whale, The Lighthouse, fucking.
I haven't watched The Lighthouse yet, but I heard it was phenomenal.
It was not a great movie, but it was. The premise was kind of cool. Was in a violent nature. Yeah. Great idea. Not the greatest execution, but again, another like just low budget movie that So you never know. Indie movies hit. So fingers crossed. But I think it's gonna be fun. I know it's gonna be fun.
It's like I said to you this afternoon. It's not just Marvel movies. It's like all of those big budget, over the top, expensive movies, like the $1, $2, $3, $4 billion movies that they're making, they come out and they're like, why don't we make back our money? Because you're spending too much time in making it look pretty when you should just keep it to the source material.
Yeah, make a good movie. Yeah.
Yeah, just like make a good movie in general. You don't need to go over the top. Like, I'd be great with them going back to a lot more practical effects and using like CGI for everything. And I'm that believer. If somebody passes away, recast them. Don't try to pay for the rights for them and CG their face over somebody else's face.
Yeah.
No, just recast the character. We all understand it.
Or write them out and just
exactly
give them
do something, but
that
don't
be their final swan song. You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't keep doing that because you're not good at it yet. Like the technology, like you want it to be there, but it's not there yet. Like we can tell it's not that actor or actress. So please stop doing that. It annoys me the most. And
or just
stop
dear
making
Hollywood, please stop. Yeah.
And stop making everything so relevant to today. I go to watch a movie to disconnect from the relevancy of today because if you look even on Facebook, the world is fucked. I don't want to go to a movie and see them going through the same life problems I'm going through. I want to go there and be like, oh, that was a great movie. It took my mind off of all the other bullshit that I know when I walk out of this movie theater I'm going to have to deal with. Let me go enjoy 2 hours of nonsensical nonsense.
Yeah.
Stop making things so fucking up to date and real. I get it. You want to keep it fresh and edgy, but I would actually kill for a really good Western movie again. Like a really solid, like well-written, off-the-cuff movie about fucking cowboys and Indians again. No offense, I know that's not the PC term, but
I don't care now, man. That's the game I played when I was a
kid. I would
kid.
kill for that. Like,
yeah,
we have the opportunity. We have Clint Eastwood's son, who looks a lot like Clint Eastwood. Reshoot those movies, but don't update them. Just redo them. Give it like like an adaptation to what they did with his dad's movies. I think that'd be a fucking great idea. Keep it in the same setting. Don't make it 2026 and, oh, he's a cop from the future. No, fuck that. Like, keep it the way that it was originally supposed to be done. I think you'd get a lot more butts in the seats if things didn't feel so over the
modernized and contemporary.
Yeah, like, stop doing that.
Yeah.
I know I just went on a rant. I apologize.
I know, that's fine. We got time. That's what it's for.
It's my show and I'll do what I want.
That's right. That's right. I don't want no problems, mister. I'm good. I just wanted to go fishing.
Like, did you see that they're planning on making a live action Link or a Legend of Zelda movie?
Yeah.
Can we not see how great they did with the Super Mario Brothers movie? Let's start there. Let's make an animated Link movie. Let's keep it the same art, everything. Like, keep it the same. Just give it a more up-to-date story. Doesn't have to take place in today's world.
There was this trailer, and I'm going to cut you off real quick only because this is pertinent to that. God, years ago, there was it was a faux live action Legend of Zelda movie. And I believe it was for an April Fool's Day joke, but it looked legit and it looked like it could be amazing. And I was like, oh my God, like, yeah, this was before, way before they redid the Super Mario Brothers movie and everything like that. And video game adaptation movies were still absolutely abhorrible. But it was the coolest trailer. And I was like, oh my God, I hope they make this movie. And it turns out it was just a farce. And it's like, because it just looked like it could have been amazing. Yeah. So I'm hoping that it'll be good.
Have you ever seen the Sonic the Hedgehog movies?
I've seen, I think, the first one. I don't know that I've seen the second one, and I know I definitely haven't seen the third one. But I definitely saw the first one. I liked it. I thought it was fun, and it was what it was.
And that's a good way where you can add a game character into the everyday world and not make it seem weirdly crazy. Because like they still keep all the same stuff from Sonic. The rings, they look the exact same. Even though I'm really glad the fans backlashed and we didn't get that piece of shit.
Yeah, that was terrible.
That would have killed the whole franchise. Yeah. You would have been done. It would never went anywhere with that face.
No,
that's what I mean. Stop making it look so humanized. Like if it's a mystical creature, a teapot, whatever.
Yeah, keep it unbelievable looking.
Yeah. Because
You know,
that's
because
why you
at
go
the end of
there.
at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's all make believe. To answer Groovy, I would do for a movie pig face, because you could do some absolutely awesome practical makeup effects with a pig face cannon.
And you could do both too, though.
You
Like
could
you
do
could
both.
make.
Yeah, you could absolutely do both. You know.
I think it'd be a great ending to the movie that he turns into Pigface Ganon.
Yeah. Yeah. So you never know.
And I feel like that's a franchise that people have, not a franchise, but a genre of movies that a lot of people just don't really do anymore is fantasy
Fantasy
movies.
movies. Yeah, I agree.
Because I love a good fantasy movie. Lord of the Rings, Never-Ending Story, the Labyrinth. Like all these are like over the top fantasy movies, but they're great in their own right. Like
Yeah.
why fucking not keep that going? Because it had a following, and I feel like it still does. The amount of books that they still write, the amount of graphic novels, like there's still a niche for it. You could probably make bank off of those still.
I think because Hollywood, they don't want original. They want money. They want the stuff that they know is going to fill the seats, or they hope is going to fill the seats, or
And
they're
it's not.
working on something that was formulaic before, and it's just all cookie cutter stuff. It's like Travis said. It's like it's all homogenous.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want new. They don't want original. They want something they know that is proven to bring money and fill seats. You know,
Yeah, like they're scared to go back to what they knew worked before.
yeah,
so they're trying
nobody
to-
takes risks anymore in Hollywood is what it
Yeah.
really boils down to. And even if they do, they're like, are they really risks? Because they're studio films. You know what I mean? So you're gonna have people's, you know, higher ups hands in the cookie jar. You know, almost not necessarily because, and this is just a broad generalization. There's obviously going to be exceptions to the rules. But you're going to have, you know, people who are just like, no, you know, this is dumb, make it this way. And it dilutes the original idea or the original premise or you know, and it just kind of makes it more Hollywood, you know? So nobody wants to take chances anymore. That's sad.
Like they find the fact, and I'm going to out myself on, I think I've done this before, so it's fine. Like I like the Fast and Furious franchise, but we didn't need 10 of them.
Yeah.
You should have ended when we lost Paul Walker. That should have been the end. When they drove their own directions, end it. Or reboot the entire franchise and start again.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why we're still going on and acting like he's alive in the background when we all know he's not. Like, he's not coming back. He's not going to save the day in the next one. Like, why keep it going? Or do the thing they did with the Hobbs and Shaw movie and make spin-offs in the same universe. Take two of those characters and put them here. Take another two and put them over here.
But then again, like, are you really getting originality with it? Or are you just kind of like variations on a theme? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Where it would be, where it wouldn't be a paint by numbers.
Yeah.
You would still have just the basic colors to work with. Does that make sense? You know what I mean?
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. You know, there's lots of ways it should go, but it's not even about entertainment anymore. I think on some level it is for a lot of artists.
It's all about the money.
Yeah, it's all about the money, dude, and filling the seats. No, they don't care. You know, shut up and make the movie, Peggy. You know,
yeah.
It's too bad. It's too bad, man. You know.
Well, it's the same thing with music. Like any song you hear now has some riff from a 70s song, an 80s song, a 90s song. Like,
or
and you get pumped and you hear it like, oh, that's not what I thought.
It's a sample. Yeah, exactly. You know what we need? We need a Blood Fart Lake 3. Oh,
ooh,
wait.
We do need one of those.
That's being filmed next month.
I think we know a guy that does that.
Mm-hmm. I think we know the guy that does that.
I think we do.
That's gonna be awesome. We got off on the movie thing, but I agree. I think you know, again, you know, JJ, you and I were talking about it earlier. Horror is kind of having a resurgence now,
which is nice because it's a genre that I feel like the fantasy genre and whatnot that still has enough following behind it. If you actually, excuse me, you actually put out something good that somebody wants to watch, they'll spend the money to go see it. I mean, look at the new Final Destination movie. It made more than all the other ones.
I didn't spend a dime on it. I pirated it. I'm not gonna lie. Oh yeah, what did
you whore?
You knew I was at home watching it yesterday. I was like, what do you think?
I don't know that. I don't know any of that while we're live on
You're
the
the one that
internet.
told me where to get. No, I'm just kidding. I agree. Uh, you know, that did make a lot of money. That made a lot of money. And again, it's see, now this is where the hypocrisy comes in. Because it's like it is a cookie cutter movie. If you're watching a Final Destination movie, but I mean, I guess that can be said about all horror movies. So maybe I'm having all sorts of realizations right now about myself, like my hypocrisies, or my Hippocratic thinking on something.
Well, here's the way I look at it. For it's a horror movie. If this helps, that you can remake or take or homage anything that was done before it. But if you tweak the storyline, who the killer is, how it goes, and whatnot, you can still use the source material, but adjust it to be a little bit different. So it's still, at the end of the day, your movie without it being too much of their movie.
Of their movie. Okay. Yeah. And I just had a point. Damn it. I think horror is also one of those genres. I mean, if you look back historically, it goes through lulls. Like you had the so you had like, the sci-fi and the horror ones and the black and white ones of like the 30s, 40s, and 50s.
Yeah.
And then you kind of get a lull, and then sci-fi kind of took over for a little while. Then you get to like the late 60s and 70s where like a lot of shit is going down in the world. And I think that definitely correlates with the, the rise of horror, because you got a lot of terrible things going on. I think there's, without getting, I'm going to try to stay on topic as best I can, because I'm going to go all.
No, you're fine.
So
we got an hour and a half still, so you're fine.
I might need that long. You get the 60s and the 70s of horror movies, which is like the steady rise. Then you had the 80s where it just was blown out of the water, and everybody and their mother was making a horror movie. You know what I mean? And then it kind of peaked in the late 80s, and then you had the 90s, which was kind of like a really it was a low point from, it was kind of a lull in the genre. And then you kind of ramp back up with other ones and stuff like that. But again, Twilight Zone. Oh, sorry, Pam, I just saw that. Twilight Zone. Don't forget about it. It's
great show.
I love the Twilight Zone. But again, if you look back historically, like not a lot of horror movies were shown in theaters, or if they did get a theatrical release, they did better on video or home media, where you could have like unrated cuts and stuff like that. And it's not like that with like action movies and stuff like that, where people will, that's a seat filler just because it's a fun rush. And horror, I think, has always kind of been the bastard child of the genre, or of the whole movie universe. But again, it's coming back now. It seems to be on the uptick. There's a couple things out there, but nothing, as a genre, I think it's more socially acceptable now. Kind of like zombies and Nintendo and Dungeons and Dragons and all the shit that made you a nerd back in the day is like cool now. So we'll see with horror, man. But I think that it's definitely coming back, and I just wish that there were more original ideas. But original horror doesn't fill seats.
No, and I agree with that. And I think with horror, I feel like it's Frankenstein's monster. There's so much groundwork there. It just needs that jolt of life again.
That's pretty good analogy.
It's a good analogy. I'm pretty smart, yo. But shh, don't tell people.
JJ, who'd believe me, brother?
I mean, anyone who watches the show, I guess. They'd be like, no, that guy actually is really smart.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second here.
And they'd be like, no, he's not. They'd be like, no, he is.
But yeah, wild stuff, man. Wow, 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
And then we get to try our hand at making a horror movie and see how it comes out.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
I feel like that's going to be a lot of consumption of a lot of the shows from here on till the movie, and then after the movie. I feel like it's going to be one of those topics we hit back and forth on.
It's like, I don't know if I just shot this. I don't know if I really want to go through it again. And a lot of the stuff too, you want to save for like behind the scenes stuff, or like interviews and stuff like that. So you don't really. There's a whole lot of stuff planned for this, so this is going to be good.
Oh, so much to do.
Yep.
I'm excited though.
Yeah, me too. I'm absolutely excited. I'm honored to be a part of this. I'm very thankful to be a part of this. This is a hey, my work won an award today. Fuck yeah. All right, sorry. Sorry, that was absolutely hey, thank yeah,
What's the
Time
primal?
Union. Yeah, time still be named. Oh, we're runners up. Oh. What the hell did we get? Oh, I know. I guess we won. I don't know. We won something. Yay, hooray for us. Thank you. I forgot where we were going with that. Sorry about that. I just
I
totally
don't know. You went
derailed
off.
that. All right, I give up. You're up again, JJ.
God damn it.
Sorry.
I don't know why I'm
yeah.
yawning all of it. I think it's the walk up the hill. It wiped me out. So I'm just like,
Yeah,
oh,
and
God.
it's super hot today. My stupid camera.
It is very hot today, which I think made that walk up the hill even worse. Running up that hill, running up that hill.
Yeah, thank you, Pam. We're excited too. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. Happy to be a part of it. You know, being in a horror movie was always like a bucket list thing for me, man. You know what I mean? Like, always a bucket list. And as I found out yesterday, I don't know how I just came up with the idea, but I get 2 bucket list items in actually there's a few bucket list items that are getting knocked off my list just with this whole experience. So shout out to Jimmy and Travis and Jimmy and all you guys. Love you guys and thank you for letting me be a part of this. They are great peoples. Although Travis can be infuriating at times, but I love him to death. I love him to death. So I wouldn't trade him for all the pudding in New York.
Wait, we have a lot of pudding?
Well, China's got a lot of tea. I figure what's New York got a lot of besides assholes.
I was gonna say assholes would have been my first
Fair
choice.
enough. Jimmy, what's up?
Speaking of Jimmy.
Mm-hmm. Jimmy is enjoying himself with one of the props for the movie. We're not going to disclose anything else but that. But Jimmy is
having a good old time with it.
Having a grand old time with that thing.
I feel like we're all going to have a grand old time with it before we actually use it.
I think a lot of things. I can't wait to do this, man. It's gonna be wild and fucking hot. It's gonna be so hot.
Oh yeah.
And
I'm gonna be so brown. I'll actually look like I'm actually.
Yeah, you'll actually look Mexican. Yeah,
for the first time in a very long time. I'll be like, look at that kid. Who's he? I'm like, I don't know. Never seen him before in my life.
Like, is that JJ? Holy moly! Yeah. So I'm sorry, am I boring you?
No, like I said, I had to be the walk up the hill. Like I'm wiped all of a sudden. I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, Sam, our prop maker,
yes, he
knocked
did.
it out of the park. Yes, he did.
Props for Sam.
Props to Sam. I always believed in that dude, man. I was saying earlier, man. I'm happy he worked out. I knew he would, but I'm happy that Travis and Jimmy
worked the way you wanted
gave him a chance. Like heard him out and was kind of like, and then they were all about it. Because I believe I was late to that meeting that I set up. I totally was. I totally was late to that meeting. I show up and like they had already talking. By the time I got there, we're like, "Fuck yeah, he's in." And I'm like, "Awesome." So there's that. That's awesome.
I can't believe we haven't discussed it yet. But now that you said that, almost everything that do with the movie, you and I have been either talked to one of them about, we've consulted them about, they've consulted us. Like we've had a hand. Not like we didn't write anything, but in the direction changes, like we've all had a part in it in some way. Like we've all gotten to say what we think would work, what we didn't think would work, and get to adapt it with our 4 minds, which I think is very good for people besides those two who know each other the way you and I know one another.
Yeah, they're Travis
4
and Jimmy
different people to like
me and JJ
work together.
Yeah.
It's very crazy that we work together so well.
Yeah, I agree. And on that, JJ, you're on your own for a minute. I'll be right back, buddy.
Oh, damn you. So, those of you who don't know, I actually filmed a unboxing video.
What's up, Danny? I'll be right back.
No worries. And that's on the channel. You can like, follow, share, subscribe, find all the other stuff I've done. Fun times, because like I said, we are at 100, so going for 2 hours, and we're only 34 minutes in, so I don't know what's left. I don't know what else we're going to touch base with. But we're going to run the ball and keep hoping we hit the end zone at some point tonight. If not, then sorry if we feel like we wasted your time. We really try not to. We actually enjoy what we do. So I hope everyone out there is enjoying what we're doing. But on that note, being I'm alone, I have to figure out a topic to entertain myself with and then entertain all of you beautiful people with, which is a lot harder to do. But I'm gonna run with this one. So the other day I was actually at work looking at a sketch pad, and I used to draw as a kid. I was never really good at it, but it's something I really want to try to get back into. Like I was not great at it, but I could do the basic, skills of drawing for a kid who's like 10, 11, 12, whatever. But it's definitely something I want to actually try to learn and take the time to do because I find it very like soothing and like just being there with the pencil and the paper, just whatever in here, trying to put it down there. And only got to this point recently because I did a show with me the other night where he started a painting. It was just a few lines. He rubbed a few things here and there, and it turned out amazing. And I'm like, huh, I can't paint, but I wonder if I could draw something like that. And speaking of Jimmy, welcome, OG-san.
Hey, I'm just sitting here eating dinner. I saw Hefty abandon you, so I figured I'd come here,
Thanks for
help
not
you
leaving
out
me
for
alone.
a second. Got some nice corn on the cob. I'm finishing up. But
Ooh, I love corn on the cob. One of my favorites.
I really enjoyed your video the other day, man. That was cool.
Oh, thank
I
you.
want to see you do more of that stuff.
Well, I've got another one coming in the mail probably the week before we fly out to shoot. So that will be probably one of the last few things I do from in here before the movie.
Other than, making YouTube videos, have you thought about like any kind of a business plan doing that stuff? Customizing action figures and whatnot?
So the ones I do for myself, like how I want them to look on my shelf. I mean, I guess I could probably get into it for somebody else, but as you know, someone who paints, like you're very hard on your own artwork. Like, so when I see it, for me, I think it looks great. But when I show it to somebody else, and if they're like, "Oh, that looks like trash," I'm like, "Oh."
There's
I
a
lot of
huge
work into
market
that.
for customized action figures. You know that as well as that.
No, I know that.
So I think you should get into, where you make the fake package and all that stuff. Like, and you can name them crazy things or whatever, like Batman stubbing his toe on the coffee table or something, like stub toe Batman or
that would be actually kind of
Short
funny.
King Wolverine. You can like cut his legs down where he's, actually like.
I've thought about doing that before, like trying to make a Wolverine like the correct height and whatnot. Yeah. But it's one of those things like I know, and I got a Dremel last year for Christmas, and I've yet to actually use it to like get things a little smoother and whatnot. Because I have and I can see what's left of him. He got a RoboCop a few months ago, but I have a Netflix Daredevil, which is really hard to find, and his arm snapped off. So the joint that hooks this part to this part broke off. So I had it kind of like glued into place with a safety pin and whatnot, where it could move up and down, but that was about all the movement you got. But then I saw somebody online who takes old screw heads and gets them all fine down where it's the same size as the old peg joint, screws it in, and then pops them together, and it works just fine. I'm like, that's not a bad idea. So that's something I've been wanting to do, but I'm one of those people like, I'm afraid I'll fuck it up.
Oh no, you can't. You got to get that out of your head right now. Like,
which makes sense.
What you do with those action figures is beyond. Oh, I got rice on my shirt. Is beyond what anybody else can do with it, right? If you make things that touch people, it doesn't matter, man. Like, it's like I tell people with art and painting, it's not about the lines. It's not about being perfect. It's about touching somebody, like just moving one little thing inside of them, like, oh, that's fucking cool, like. So I think you got all the potential in the world to do that, man.
Like for me, like I said, all the things I do to my figures is something I do for me. Like what I really enjoy is the after product when I get to take out the phone and take all the pictures of what I've done and how it looks like. I enjoy being that person to capture those weird small moments that nobody else is going to see. because they don't think like me. So when I see a moment like the one I just sent you guys yesterday, I was just playing on my desk. I had no idea I was going to take a toy picture, but the way that came out
that's
with
that fucking guy. Sorry.
at the angle, I was like, that's perfect. No one else is ever going to see this but me, so somebody else needs to see it, and that's where that came from.
I think there's a lot of potential in that, and especially like the four of us, you know, like we can bounce ideas off of you for the dumbest, stupidest action figures possible. And, you know, I can for sure. And I saw your email about the intro thing. I'll get that added. But,
no worries.
But I think we could make I definitely help you put together like the packaging and all that stuff. And
right.
Jimmy,
that'd be cool.
Here's the real question. Are we going to do shirts? Like I survived shooting the Anointed.
I got a t-shirt guy here. Like we could. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, he has it's not silk screen, but it's a printer that prints like a bubble jet printer, but on shirts.
Oh wow, okay.
That's cool.
So yeah, he bought this whole giant setup. It's the guy I used to make juggling balls for, G Balls, which is the biggest juggling ball company in the world. It's G Balls because it's Gregory's balls. His name's Gregory.
I like it.
You're just making all this up, aren't you?
I am not.
I know.
I'm a jack of all trades.
Master.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I at one time, I bet you didn't know this, but at one time, I was the top juggling ball maker on earth. I made juggling balls for famous people. Shia LaBeouf is a set of my balls. Like, I made
everybody look at Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, shit, I can't think of the name, but there was the two guys who juggle all the time on America's Got Talent. They used my balls. And shit. Yeah. And
that's cool.
The one dude who he was on America's Got Talent, he had like blue paint on and stuff, but he did a lot of contact juggling and he juggled these massive softball sized juggling balls. I made those. Like I watched the ones I made on TV get juggled. So.
That's wild.
That's crazy.
You saw your balls juggled on television.
Yeah, I was like, my balls are on TV, man. Look at those big giant white balls.
Yeah, and the guy was juggling them, so and he was blue, so they're blue balls. Giant blue
just
balls.
slapping them around.
Wow.
Yeah,
and I bet he carried them around in a sack.
So I learned how to sew. I'm quite the seamstress. I learned how to sew in the Air Force because it was part of being in survival equipment. I had to learn how to repair parachutes and make covers and all that kind of stuff. So I just put that to use.
Jimmy. Yeah. I'm telling you, I can't wait till we're all around together and swapping stories. This is going to be wild.
The only thing I don't mess with, the only thing I won't do is electricity. I will not mess with electrical hookups.
I don't blame you there.
Scares the shit out of me. I can't do it. But anything else, I can rig up anything.
What was that?
Shit, I might just sleep in that comfy looking chair behind Jimmy.
That is the chair right there. Yeah,
it's got the rivets on it and everything.
So I got a couch. I got a love seat. I got a futon. I've got this chair. I've got like 3 air mattresses, and I'll probably go buy a couple of cots. So
well, Sam's going to sleep in the storm cellar, he said. Travis already called his couch.
Hold on. Okay. I bet Sam sleeps in the storm shelter.
No, he couldn't fit in there. The guy is humongous. Jimmy, he's going to tower over you. This guy's like 6'4".
That's all right.
Yeah, keep making short jokes, motherfucker.
I've
met Sam. And I was one of the first things I said to Sam, like, you make me feel less as an adult when I look up at you.
So folks out there, we've added some new cast members. One of them being my nephew, Jason. And you know what I just realized, Hefty?
That he nailed it on yesterday's read for his first read.
He really did.
That he's actually just a little bit older than you. Yesterday
really?
Maybe not. Yesterday was his 46th birthday. It was his.
I'm older than him. I've been 46
so you got
January. Yeah. So you and me, Jimmy, we're the old heads.
Yeah, that's right. We're the old heads.
we're the Q-tips of the group.
And we've got Todd Fisher. If you guys haven't checked out 5 Geeks Media,
go check that out.
Todd is like I know I've known Todd for a long time, so I knew when he started reading, these guys were going to just lose their shit. And sure enough,
I did.
So-
The first time he ran his first monologue, dude, he had me waving my arms and I had the ear to ear grin. I was all about this guy. Oh
And
no,
then
I
we-
have fluff. Oh no, JJ Summer Snow is in my beard.
Yeah.
It's still there.
And then
Oh,
we
now it's
picked
up
up
further.
we picked up
It's right here.
Gabby Nagel as our Delilah. So
Yes. Who
And she
also
crushed
did
it.
really well.
She
Yeah.
crushed it
Yeah,
yesterday.
she
She
did.
really
Yeah.
did.
and she's badass. She's into all this. She's just like, yes, blood, destruction, yes,
Hell
skin
yeah.
pulling loose. She's into it, man.
That's
Which
cool.
works.
Yeah, everybody seems really cool, man.
Yeah.
And that may or may not be on the. So I was well. You should probably talk about this off the air.
Yeah,
because I'm thinking
probably.
like as far as special.
Well, yeah,
stuff
I'm
goes.
trying to keep it spoiler free, but I want to
You don't be like me.
let people know this movie is full steam fucking moving forward. Like,
Yeah,
it's
it is.
happening. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, and the weather is supposed to be 89, 90 degrees every day, which is very
Oh.
fucking good. Because
That's good.
usually it's like 103 every day.
Okay, I'll take 90.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll take that definitely. Yeah. I'll
It's
take that
usually
other way.
like 103 with like 80% humidity and shit. So
There's
if we get
Travis.
away with it
Careful.
being 90 every
El
day,
Captain, our captain.
yeah. Careful. Oh, and Groovy's final scene. No, I'm just
15 days, 9 hours, 13 minutes, and 32 seconds.
Is that where Travis loses the limp and we all realize these guys are Sose?
yeah, he's lights up his cigarette and he's like, all slick, pops his collar. gets in
Yep,
the
pops
car.
the collar. Yep,
Yeah.
And then comes the sing along.
and Staying Alive starts playing.
Yep.
The sing along, yeah, the Little Mermaid sing along.
You
You
realize
see her. And I
He
know
was
this
the-
is driving him crazy because it doesn't feel good. And I know he wants to pop in and
Uh-huh.
start singing.
I know he wants to yell or laugh, but it's gonna hurt him to do both. So it's like
We love you,
So-
bro.
we do
so
love
if
you,
he,
Travis.
if he ever starts brain worming you with a song, you can always hit him back with Black Betty because he cannot resist that one. Just
Really?
go, whoa, Black Betty.
Black Betty,
Bam,
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 bam.
Why am I
Black
not
Betty,
shocked by that
bam,
anyway?
bam,
None of that
bam,
shocks me.
bam, bam,
There you go.
whoa.
Sorry, you're feeling bad, Travis. I just gave him the kryptonite there. So
Dum, 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 dum.
Yeah. or Like a Prayer. We were stuck on that for months after Dad
But
Cool.
who's not, though? That's a fucking banger. I love Like a Prayer.
No.
Whoa! When you
Sorry,
call my
man.
name-
Sorry. I had to spill the beans on at least that's as much bean spilling as I can do on him, but that's a big
No,
one.
that's fine.
That's a big one.
I'm reading that in Travis's voice too.
Yeah, he is sick as a dog today, so I'm
I
really
know, that's
kicking him
wild.
out
Called me
of
earlier, poor guy.
I know. Maybe it's because we all kicked so much ass on the table reading, we got him sick. we crushed it so hard we took his immune system
So-
down.
So,
Maybe.
what did you think? Like, do I need to work on my voice? Do I need to do like a voice? Was it
I
too
need
high, too deep?
You need to use this microphone
Yeah.
for the reads because you sound like, and I love you, but you sound
Yeah.
terrible on the reads. It sounds like it's like,
Oh, this
Like-
is the microphone I use. I guess I just need to get up closer to it.
oh, that's weird
Maybe.
because it sounds like it doesn't sound anywhere near as polished.
I wonder if it's just Discord.
Maybe.
It might be. It might be. I didn't
I
think
may
that,
need
but
to
I'm like,
check
no,
my
wait, that's-
Discord settings and see if it's maybe it's using a different microphone like my
Yeah,
laptop.
that's what it sounds
microphone.
like because it doesn't sound like it's using that one. It sounds like it's using
Mm.
like either the webcam or the
built-in one.
Fisher Price My First Web mic.
Oh,
You
okay.
know what I mean? But no, I love your voice. I think
Yeah.
you sound great. I can't wait for that's the one thing I can't wait for all of us to be able to read or do the lines at the decibels they're
Yeah.
supposed to be at.
Do
you
you
know?
pray, boy? Does that sound better?
Shh, don't piss them off. Yes, it does. God damn, you're gonna get them
Whoa,
mad.
Let's hear it.
All right.
Mm.
Dear Jeff
Yeah.
Bezos, thank you for all the stuff you've done. Your rocket looks like a penis.
A man and or
Amen.
woman.
Yes.
Can I ride the cock rocket one time, Jeff?
I want to know what it's like to be an astronaut.
If I was a billionaire and making a space program, mine would just totally look like a giant dick And I would call it the cocket instead of the rocket. It'd be the cocket.
Yes. I call shotgun.
Yeah. Just
whatever.
giant balls as the fuel tanks.
Yes.
Just
It
no
looked like the
aerodynamics at
Spaceballs
all.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just nothing. Doesn't even make it off the ground. You're just like, oh, that was.
Oh well, and it would fly upside. It would fly backwards, so the balls would be on top. So the smoke coming out the bottom would just look like a giant jism all the way to the sky, man.
That'd be amazing. If I was anywhere near that, seeing that lift off, I'd just be like.
And you'll only find those kind of conversations here at Random Nonsense.
The launch pad would look like two giant legs, like kind of like this.
That would be hilarious. And they close in as it comes back down to earth.
Oh.
They close in and lock it in
would
place.
definitely land.
Oh my god.
Coming in hot.
Like the little radio tower is like the bean on the fucking taco. Just like
and then when the rocket landed, just giant loudspeakers. It'd be like, oh,
We have landing.
Oh man. Woo.
Cindy, don't act innocent. We saw you.
Yeah.
We saw your Minecraft.
Yeah, don't act innocent at all. I know better now.
Poor Pam. She's like, oh my god.
She's used to it. She's been around me a lot. She should be used to what comes out of my mouth.
So this 18-year-old, real quick, and this is really funny. This 18-year-old kid the other day I worked with, he's a sweet kid, but boy is he dumb. I love him to death, but he's dumb. We're talking about something, he just goes, "Geez, Louise," and I just stopped and I was like, "What did you just say? Are you 90? Did you just say, geez, Louise?" He's like, "Yeah, I never heard that." I'm like, "No, I've totally heard that before, just by people that are probably 50 years older than you are, dude." Like,
holy smokes.
I'm gonna go home and sit on my divan and think about this.
Jeez Louise. So now I want to start using it more.
Jeez Louise. Let's bring it back.
Louise. Let's saying hashtag bring back Jeez Louise.
Let's slide it into the movie.
Slide it into the movie. You're all full of the innuendos tonight, aren't you?
Oh, I am. Feeling good.
His mindset.
I got off a little early, but I've got to go back to work tonight. So I've got to get back on at like 10 o'clock tonight. So
do you really?
That sucks.
I gotta do what you gotta do, man. I gotta pay for that shed. So
wow. So are you selling any prints and stuff? How's that going?
I am setting up my website as we speak.
Okay.
I'm going to offer original paintings at $3 a square inch, which is half of what most artists charge. And then I'm going to offer prints. And Travis, cover your ears. I'm going to offer my prints for $10 a piece plus shipping. So,
damn.
We'll see how things roll.
Whoa. So do the prints? Those come on the ones like me and JJ have, the flimsy ones, or the ones with the
cardstock prints.
Oh.
And I will sign it and I will send it to you.
Wow, Travis definitely did not cover his ears for that because I can hear him screaming from here. There's a lot of coughing involved. Yeah.
Well, at least to begin with, to get the ball rolling, I just want to get people involved and selling some prints.
I just see him. There he is.
If I sell 20 prints at $10 a piece, it's better than not selling any at $20 a piece.
Well, that's what I tell people a lot is
you make it as like an entry thing.
Well, my original paintings are going to be ridiculous. If somebody wants an original painting, it's going to cost quite a bit. $3 a square inch. So you take an 8x10, that would be about $250. That one the Hefty's got there. If I'm selling that to anybody that's not my friend or giving it away to my friends, something like that, that's probably about $400. Yeah.
I love you too, Jimmy.
I love you, man. But I am horrible about giving stuff away, and but I want my prints because I'm very attached to those. It was hard for me to send those to y'all. So I'm very attached to my print or my originals. They all have meaning to me. And so they're going to be ridiculous, but I want to offer something affordable to folks so they can get on there and be like, oh, hell yeah, get some prints and I'll sign it. I love that people appreciate what I do. Yeah, that's the biggest thing for me. And if I can make a little side gig off of it, great. But
you are probably you're definitely one of the most talented artists I've ever met. 100%. That's a no-brainer. Do you have plans to do any kind of like, and I know you've done it in the past to some degree. I'm going to have to go back in your whole catalog of stuff, but like Bob Ross style painting videos where you just create one.
If I have, it's all digital. I think me and Marcedale may have, when we did that seascape together, I may have put that out as a video, but man, it's been such, I do so many paintings, I don't remember, but yeah,
you do it, dude. The whole chat. It's like, here's my next one. Here's my next one. I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah.
And here comes Breezy.
Nice.
Hello.
Howdy. And
howdy.
Once I get the studio, howdy. Once I get the studio set up, yeah, I'll set up some Bob Ross kind of things.
Nice.
I'll have to unbutton the top button on my shirt and all that stuff, and be like,
yeah.
Well, get a little liquid white on there,
liquid and titanium.
Just
Thalos green. Thalos. What is it?
Tap it in.
What was it? Thalos green.
Phthalo blue.
Phthalo blue. That's what it was. Yes.
Yeah,
which is actually probably going on right now. If you go onto YouTube, they always have like a. Did I send that to you, Jimmy, or have you seen that before?
Yeah, there's always
every
a
weekend
Bob Ross marathon.
Yeah.
There's a whole Roku channel where it's 24/7 Bob Ross.
That's wild. Yep. Yeah, it's on YouTube. I catch it on YouTube, and I'm just like, oh, that's my other Jimmy.
Oh, that dude's my spirit animal, man. Like I'm sure he would dig some of the weird stuff I do too. Like he didn't just paint, mountains and trees and stuff. He did some other stuff. But my biggest thing is I just want it to be authentic, and when you look at it, it's one of mine. Like it it may be awesome, it may suck, it may be weird, you might not understand it, but it's mine. So.
Nothing wrong with that.
I loved, and again, I'm going to bring this up real quick. I loved this phase that you went through with like the little like Cupid doll style of them. I thought that was the greatest. It was like a horror Care Bears type of thing.
It started with
like,
Care
that's
Bears.
So great. I know. I remember that one. Yeah.
It did start with Care Bears.
Fuck You Bear. It started with Fuck You Bear. Yeah.
I remember that.
Then we just took off from there. But I've done a couple more dolls for the Comic-Con coming up. I did the Batman and the Wolverine.
Yep. You still got the Jason one?
Cute as fuck.
Yeah, I've still got the Jason. I've still got all the other ones I did.
Interesting.
I mailed in a lot of paintings to Bob Ross.
Did you?
No, not Bob Ross. No, sorry. Wrong. Okay. Pappy Land.
Oh, I remember Pappy. Yeah,
Pappy Land.
I remember Pappy.
I never heard of Pappy Land.
I submitted so many paintings to Pappy Land.
If I may, real quick. So Pappy Land, and Jimmy, you can go look this up afterwards. So Pappy was he was like a hayseed, and he had like the overalls.
He was like the generic
Bob Ross, and he was like a redneck Bob Ross for like kids.
Oh yeah. I've seen that guy. Yeah. I just looked it up.
I can sing you the jingle, babe. Yeah. But I did. I sent in a lot of. Actually, one of mine got put on the TV, and I was like, he's like Aaron from New York, and I was like, that's mine.
Hell yeah!
I thought I was famous.
Oh, you were. You still are. Look
there
at
was,
you.
Period.
Does anybody remember?
Happy Land was, he was my little painter. And then I grew up, and then Bob Ross was the thing. So I started, doing a little more arts and crafts. Like on a
if I started doing Bob Ross shows, would you follow along?
Period. Especially with that twang or with that southern draw. With that southern draw, hell yeah.
Is it too thick?
No, it's perfect. It is perfect. Stop it.
There was a Mark Kessler and the Secret City. I don't know if anybody remembers. Do you remember that, Jimmy? Because you're as old as I am, man.
I mean, look, Mark Kessler.
He's like,
Is that
she
the guy
won't.
that taught you how to draw?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Commander Mark Kessler, dude. And it was like,
Yeah.
I remember him and Bob Ross, because back in the 80s, our teachers were really cool. They were really cool. And they would show us, Bob Ross videos in art class. I'm going back to like 84, 85, you know what I mean? And they would videotape these and they'd bring them in to show us. And
Me and JJ are like, we're not even born yet.
But Mark
We're
Kessler,
not even born yet.
I'll send you a link after the show for the Mark Kessler Secret City stuff. But he still does stuff, and so does his son, which is awesome because it's kind of like it's carrying on, kind of like your grandkids.
Yeah,
Jimmy, that they're artistic.
What I would like to do is, if I start doing those shows, is bringing folks up, like bring you, JJ, Travis, everybody up, and just try it. Just try it.
How about Breezy?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would
And
do it.
Breezy, well, that's what he asked. Yeah, that's what he asked.
I want, instead of a paint by number that I'm buying at Five Below, I want to do a paint and sip with my 8-year-old daughter, who is so involved in arts and crafts, especially paints.
Yeah.
She goes, Mom, are we doing acrylics or watercolor? I'm like,
nice.
I don't know. I'm like, this, that, I don't.
If it's me, it's both. I mix medias all the time. Like,
okay, so my 8-year-old, I mean, the two other dudes, they know her. She's artsy craftsy.
Yeah.
And I'll sit on YouTube with her and we'll try to paint like Stitch or paint, something that's like kid friendly, which most of it is anyway, but easier for them. And then from there, it's like the fundamentals of painting. Yeah. And then she learns from that.
The first thing you have to learn is some line work for sure. But then the second thing is value. Learn values and then work on colors and stuff like that. Like color theory is way down the road. Start with values. Always start with values. So
I feel like you should be doing tutelage videos, Jimmy. Like for this stuff.
Look,
can you be the new Pappy?
Little Mewtwo I started for a guy on TikTok. So but you
have the face. You have the face that like every child would love.
Oh, you think so?
You have a ponytail in the back.
The movie.
BRB.
Yeah. Well, first off, my kids will never see the movie. Let's start there. But he looks so like, whether it's great uncle or grandfather. No offense. No offense.
Yeah.
I mean that in the most endearing way.
That's what Oji-san means. It means old uncle dude.
You look like Pappy. And I'm like, my kids would literally follow you with every stroke you make.
Oh yeah. I would you should see, like, I took my 10-year-old granddaughter and I walked her through a Bob Ross painting, and I had her show it on my last art show, and people were amazed. They all think like I helped her to do it. I'm like, no, I just walked her
she did
it. Yeah.
I know.
Like her flowers and stuff. Like, it just, it's not that hard. You just got to be brave. You just got to put the stuff down.
My daughter, and that's what I love, because my daughter, and the reason I'm so glad you're on here and I'm on here to talk to you. So her school, her elementary school, every year they give them this big square canvas. It's like a 5 by 5 by 5, whatever.
Yeah.
It's not too big, but they give them something to paint. And every year you can buy that art square, is what they call it.
Nice.
The art square, my daughter's art square, every single year we buy.
Oh, nice.
We have canvases of her artwork, because she just kindergarten, they had a piece of paper, regular piece of paper with an apple on it. Every kid either drew their apple green, yellow, or red.
Yeah.
My daughter drew hers purple with shading in it.
I almost said
And they were
purple
like,
before you said it.
and they were like, yo, your daughter actually understands
I started
like
teaching
art.
my granddaughter shading, and she immediately was like it was magic,
Say
right?
less.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So as soon
say
as I
less.
showed her, yeah, she was like, oh, then she just went off.
Hmm. That's
All
my
of my
daughter.
kids, all of
She
my kids
loves
are better
like
than I am. Yeah.
so. I'll tell her to draw. It's like draw a picture of your mom for Mother's
Yeah.
Day, right? She had to make me a card at school.
Yeah.
She drew a picture of me with like small eyes, but with like the big like pupils in them. Like
Yeah. Yeah. Like
I
a
don't. I
puppy
was
dog
like
guy.
just the
Yeah.
detail to how she sketched me.
Yeah.
I was like, it actually does resemble me.
So the one
And
thing
I'm
I
like,
would encourage above anything else is for her to definitely learn from other styles, but just have your own style. Have you like
so
it's don't
what
give a
style
crap
do
what
you?
anybody else does.
But we usually go like when I paint with her, we do
Yeah.
me and her do our own paint and
Yeah.
sips, which I'm trying to get Danielle to come over and do because I want to
Yeah.
do a paint and sip with Stitch.
Yeah.
But JJ knows.
I done
So,
a
you know,
bunch of
I want her to do
Pokemons and stuff like that. Yeah.
likeness things that, you know,
Yeah.
just characters, just to like hang in her room, you know, things that no one else made, but she's made.
Right.
I want her to be like so about herself.
I'll get a
Put
couple of
things,
my characters and let you see them, just because I change things. It's I'm drawing it, but it's mine. So I'll be right back.
No worries.
ooh. So where is Danielle?
About an hour and a half away right now at work still.
Oh, she's still at work. But yeah, I
Yeah.
want me, her, and Honey, because you know we're like the little girls. I want us to do a Stitch painting. But obviously, we would follow somebody else who's already done it.
Yeah.
Because Honey could probably do it, but me and Danielle are like, I need guidance.
No, it makes sense.
I need a
I'm
peppy.
not a painter. I mean, I do with my stuff, but that's my stuff. And yeah, I
Yeah,
don't do the canvas
same.
or artwork.
So if
like
I'm
that.
doing Pokemon, I change things up. Right? Like this is just a Pokemon I threw together.
Bro, that's
He's
intricate.
amazing.
But
That
if
shit
I'm
is intricate.
if I'm doing a fish, this is the kind of fish I do, right?
See, that looks like my daughter's.
If I'm
painting.
doing a frog, that's my frog. Like you just find your own style and your own lines to follow.
Okay.
A lot of
All
times,
right.
the things I do are creepy. I won't deny. There's a whole lot of these kind of things I do. But sometimes I do stuff that's more age appropriate or family friendly. However you
Oh,
want to
listen,
say it.
my daughter wouldn't even bat an eyelash to that last.
I do a lot of Geiger type of stuff like this. So, this one's finished in resin. I've got to fix the resin.
I
But,
like that.
yeah. And one of my
Jamie.
paintings disappeared. I think one of the kids took her or something. I don't know. But, I do like 2 or 3 a day, usually minimum.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
Me, it would take me 2 or 3 days to do one.
Yeah, you get 2 or 3 done in a day.
Yeah. But if I'm doing something like somebody asked me to draw something, it takes longer because I overthink it. But if I'm just flowing and just cutting with a knife and swinging
just getting her done.
Yeah.
Get her done.
Get her done. But guys, I've got to run. I've got to go to town before
Later, Jimmy.
I have to work tonight. And
bye, Jimmy. It was so nice
Bye.
to meet you.
Yeah, you too. I've been in the chat a lot, but I think this is the first time we've been up here together. So
me and you, sir.
Yeah. All right. Y'all take care.
Bye, Jimmy. Love you, brother.
You too.
All right, carry
He's
me
so
for a minute here,
sweet.
guys. I got to do something.
Oh, what do you think I've been doing this whole time? Actually, Jimmy's been carrying it this whole time.
Was he?
Cover me.
I
for a
just
few
got
minutes.
out.
I'm
I
trying to-
didn't even.
I got you.
I
You're
didn't
good. I'm
even-
just teasing. But yeah, so that was, I guess, our paint segment. I didn't know we were going to do, so that was really fun to do. We learned a bunch about painting that I didn't know anything about. We got to see a lot of cool first works of Jimmy that, unless you're in a group chat, which none of you are, you wouldn't see on a daily basis. But we get at least 2 to 3 of those every single day in the group chat. And Erin's trying to sneak out quietly of her house.
I had to mute my mic. My mother-in-law's here
Oh,
with the kids. Well, honey is soccer, and mom things. Honey is soccer. She's asking me if I want things and all this. Leave it to a mom. It's the mom thing. My mom is trying to do mother things while I'm doing mother things. And I was like, click. But
No, I
now
get
we're
it.
good.
No worries. I was just teasing.
Is that my new Pappy Land?
It could be.
Do you really think he would go on YouTube and like do some like tutorials?
He does. He does do that. Like, there's a links in my description for his channel. He does do that. We just did one the other day. We did one the other day when it was me, his wife, and one of our friends, and him, and he just did. Did shit while we just talked. It was amazing.
I have all the paint. I have easels. I have canvases. I have the brushes. I have everything. Like, I would follow him.
Jeez.
Honey would gladly. Is that him?
Yeah.
400.
Yep. He's been doing this a lot longer than I have. So yes, he has a lot more stuff out there than I do.
But I just mean like this is how I paint it.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. He's got like 400 of them out there where you could watch
no shit.
him starting paintings. Yeah.
So yeah, just I look in the description. I'll find the link.
Mm-hmm.
Because me and Honey want to paint and sip.
Yeah, you just got to go through his stuff and find it. That's all.
He seems so cool. He is so cool.
I want to paint and sip Jimmy.
I bet you do.
He's going to read me my bedtime story on the movie shoot. I'm going to make him read it to me.
So is he still a dark kind of dude?
Jimmy? Yeah. He got that
He's
demon.
dark. He is a dark boy.
Demon. He's a good dude.
Okay.
You good peoples. I mean, everyone's got their dark side, but they can still be good peoples. It's kind of how
that's
it
true.
I didn't think he wasn't. I'm just saying. I honestly, again, he looked like Pappy Land to me, and I was like, you brought me back to something I loved by being how he looked and what he does. I was like, bet. I fell in love. I was already in love.
Yeah, the dude is a super talented artist. He's really good. And again, I recommend watching a lot of his videos.
So do we get to talk about the movie at all or no?
We did a little bit at the beginning.
Yeah. Little bit.
Can I ask?
Sure. Yeah, we were basically just talking about. Oh yeah. Oh, did you have a particular question, or did you just want to know what we talked about?
Well, both. So go for it. What are you guys doing?
We're flying out in about 2 weeks. Some of the props got to Arkansas today, where they were being utilized. We did our first table read with just about everybody in the movie, minus 2 people, only because one wasn't feeling good and the other had to work. But we lost a role and gained a role with an even better actress, and we gained an actor for another role in the movie, and we did the table read yesterday, and it was freaking awesome with everybody. And we're basically just excited to be there, go, and for the whole experience. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be hot.
I bet. So again, for you and JJ, So they clearly figured that part out.
Yeah.
How are you and JJ feeling about? And you got 2 weeks. You get to fly out.
I'm good.
How are we
I'm-
feeling?
I'm good. I'm more worried about flying, honestly, than like the whole shoot, just because I hate flying.
You're back.
Yeah, no problem. But yeah, so
You're worried about
we're
flying?
Yeah, it's one of those things. I'll be fine once the plane's in the air and shit like that. But I'm excited. JJ is excited. I think this is going to be an amazing opportunity for all of us. You know, I get to make a horror movie with, you know, not only JJ, my best friend, but
People
like
you
Sam,
love. Yeah,
who's another
love.
best friend who I've known for like 10 years, dude. And then Jimmy and Travis. And it's like, and then by the end of the shoot, we're going to have new friends. So it's even cooler. It's like a win-win. I get to be in a horror movie and I get to make new friends. So it's, you know, hell yeah.
That's honestly the best mindset you could have over it. You know?
Yeah.
Or about it.
It's good. I mean, it's gonna be a lot of work.
Where'd JJ go? He's out.
He'd be right back. I think probably Sweet D got home or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure.
Or he had to go to the bathroom or something.
Like I get like flying and all that. It's always anxious. You get anxious.
Yeah.
Until you're up in the air, and then you're like, "Fuck it, we're already here. Let's go."
It's like, well, we're already on our way. And it's cool because I've never been to Arkansas before. Like, I've been in a lot of places.
Who has? I honestly.
Yeah. And,
who's been to Arkansas?
Not me.
Well, you're gonna tell me all about it.
Oh yeah, there'll be pictures. We're gonna post pictures of just landscape and because it's beautiful where we're shooting. It's absolutely beautiful.
Is there like mountains?
Yeah, there's
Do
mountains.
They have mountains over there?
Oh yeah.
Because it's a little westish, right?
Yep,
or like mountains. Midwestish.
They're beautiful mountains.
Okay.
Jimmy has sent like you know, pictures and video of like where this is gonna be shot. And oh yeah, Johnny Cash, the most famous Arkansas.
We know Johnny Cash.
What's up, Haley? Nice to see you. Your dad had to run out for a minute, so I'll be taking his place.
See ya.
Yeah. How's Matthias doing? Hopefully he's doing good. Hopefully you're doing well as well. But yeah, it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Oh, there he is. Hey, Haley's here. Oh, he can't hear me yet. Hey, bud.
What up?
Haley's here.
Are you gonna say? You wanna say hi, honey? Wait, honey wants to make a cameo.
No worries.
For her boys.
Hi, honey.
Hola. What's going on? You got soccer today? You gonna go whoop some ass? Hell yeah, you are.
How many goals do you think you'll score?
Yeah, girly.
Think about it. How many goals?
4.
All right, well, she is. I swear to God, Ronaldo. Right? That's him.
Ronaldo?
Messi? Or Ronaldo? I don't know.
Yeah, it's Ronaldo.
Ronaldo's better than Messi? See, I don't fucking know. I'm a basketball player. I'm like, Michael Jordan is the GOAT. Kobe and then LeBron. Like, see ya fucking bye. So, her soccer shit, I'm like, I have no idea. Right now? Is that why she came over? Oh my God. Anyway, I gotta go. I gotta cut grandma's hair, my mother-in-law's hair.
No worries. Nice, yeah.
Well, honey wants to make.
Bye.
Love you guys. Have a good
I'm gonna
night.
do her hair too.
Take care.
All right, love you. Bye.
Go get your cigarette.
And so there goes Jackie Boy.
Well, I did not expect having guests on the show or whatnot, so that was kind of nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. Marcel's
carried us through like a half hour or so, so that was very nice. Thank you guys for that. We appreciate it.
Yeah, word. Thank you, Jimmy, and thank you, Aaron. That was nice to see you guys. And now it's back to me and JJ. You know what? Kind of wish could have been here today. It was the Genji.
I do too. He's not off till Saturday. I reached out to him to see if he could hop on.
All right, no problem, Pam. Thanks for watching. Yeah,
Have a
he
good night,
was
Mom.
because he was a part of this from the very get-go.
Mm-hmm. Like when I think like the fact that we're at 100, like I said it when we first started, like I didn't think we'd get past 10.
Yeah.
And the first 10 episodes, like I feel like it's like anything you like invest the time into, whether it's a show you watch or whatnot. The first 10 of anything is always hit and miss. Like you'll have a couple
Yeah.
gems in the mixture. It's like music. Like track 2 and 3, banging. Track 1 and 5, trash. Like you gotta like
Track
balance it out.
6. I dare you to find me an album where track number 6 is not a banger. I dare you.
That's a good question. Now I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah. I don't know where that's coming from. Like I feel fine, but also I'm like,
that's how it is, man.
But-
It's the heat. It takes it out of you, brother. You know.
yeah, very true. But we will be fine and we will carry on. We only have 40 minutes anyway.
Yes,
so,
we
I mean,
do.
We've committed this far.
So how are you feeling after 100 eps? You ready to rip for another hundo, or I know you got some plans moving forward, right?
So I do want to adjust the room more. I want to clean it up more, less clusterfuck, but more presentable. So I watch a lot of podcasts when I'm in here, like a lot.
Yeah.
And everything that they're doing is always like a really nice clean set. Like everything's this, like you got multiple angles and whatnot. And that's kind of something I want to try to start playing with. Like I want to get the shelves out of here, basically take everything behind me on shelves and hang it around the wall. So clean up all the backspace, clean up the TV, which I'll probably still keep. I'll just mount it on the wall. That way I don't need the desk or anything like that. And try to open this room up more so like we can have more like one-on-one, like personal conversations, because the show has morphed a lot. And the core value of what I've always wanted to do is bring people on here to talk about things that they love in an atmosphere that's cool, it's comfortable, like it's not a set thing, like it's not a trap, like whatever you want to discuss, we can sit here and talk about for hours. Like I really don't care. It's never been about, oh, I got you this, or we got this soundbite for that. Like I wanted, and anyone, and I hope anyone who's ever been on the show feels this way. Like I've always wanted everyone to feel comfortable, warm, and welcoming. And I feel like that is a core value that I had from the beginning, and I've adapted everything else around it. But that's kind of where I slowly want to start going back to, is the more like cleaner, like neater set where it doesn't feel like we have to rush through things. Like I don't want to. Damn, sorry.
All right, you're good, man.
I'm talking a lot, and the air is going down, and it's causing me to burp. So I do apologize. But I don't know. I've always had like an idea for the show where I wanted it to go, and I'm really happy we hit 100. But now it's giving me that motivation to push it to where I've always wanted it to actually go.
Good. That's awesome, man. And yeah, it's come a long way too. If you go back to the early ones when you're just cutting your teeth basically, and throwing the proverbial spaghetti at the wall just to see what sticks. Yeah. Even in a show titled Random Nonsense, you know what I mean? It's like, you can talk about random stuff, but you gotta have stuff to talk about. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You'll get that.
And it's just, it's always, you've come a long way, man. You've come a long way, and you're getting, you're super comfy on camera now. You're doing the unboxing videos, which if you guys haven't seen that, go and check out his unboxing video he did the other day. That was really cool. JJ knows his shit when it comes to this kind of stuff. Superheroes, like action figures, and it was really cool, like watching you with the ball trick.
Oh, nice.
Because it's like, a lot of people, don't know that, like you pop them out and like they're super rigid, at least at the points of articulation and stuff like that. There's like, I like that your content appeals to a lot of people. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
Jimmy says, JJ, make a Jason Makes spaghetti figure.
Weirdly enough, the only horror movie figure I have in here, besides I have a Frankenstein over here that no one ever gets to see because he's on the shelf on the bottom, which is another reason I want like higher shelves. So like the things you don't get to see that are like trapped in the bookshelves, you'd get to see, because there's a lot of cool shit that I've taken the time to collect certain things, so the things that I love as a kid or certain movies. Like there has been a lot of work put into what's behind me, and I feel like a lot of it doesn't get seen.
Yeah.
And that makes
Yeah.
me sad because it's not it started off as one toy, which weirdly enough that we're talking about it, he happens to be right here because he was on the show that I did with Jimmy about custom painting and stuff. But this was the toy that kicked off everything you see back here. Just a simple Captain American figure. And I said it would not get out of hand. And I don't think it's gotten out of hand, but it's like my art collection for Jimmy. Like I'm building something that makes me happy in certain points of different times, memories, whatnot. Everything in here has a story behind it that I could honestly sit here for hours picking out individual figures, why I bought it, why it means so much to me, why it's on this shelf, why it's on that shelf. Like I could go through an entire show of just doing that, and it's scary.
Well, nothing wrong with that either, man. You know, it's like my movies and shit like that. You know.
So weirdly, an original passion for me, and I wish I could find them on YouTube. I wish I still had that old computer. We've had this discussion about things I've lost on old computers.
Oh yeah.
So my original forte into YouTube was stop motion, and I loved it. Like I basically grabbed it and ran with it. Something I never like looked on how to do online, what I should do for this or that. Like I just instantly was like, that looks like fun. And I would make these short little like 15 to 30-second interactions with certain characters, or my wrestling guys would do one move to one guy or whatnot. But I had the most fun with that because I would just be me in a room with music and my phone, just taking all these pictures and doing my own thing.
Yeah.
So now that we're doing this with the movie and whatnot, I kind of want to, I'm probably going to need help with Jimmy. I can take all the pictures, but I'm not the editor in any way. But I think it would be fun to do like a short, like minute and a half, 2-minute with characters you like, I like, and they like, and just do like an interaction thing where they like meet for the first time, they're talking, but we all do our own voices over the characters. Like I would do all the hard work of spending it.
That actually sounds like a lot of fun, to be honest with you.
Right? And it just
that sounds fun.
And that's where I got stuck into YouTube, because I would watch people do that with like their friends, and they would always credit like my friend from college or my friend this, and they would not great voiceover work. It's really not. Like at the time the mic sucked and everything like that, but you could tell the passion behind it, what they were all doing meant something to all of them. And I think that'd be cool to do.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a really cool idea, and involving everybody in it too. That's a recipe for fun.
I agree.
You know, that's awesome, man.
But yeah, so that's where I feel like the channel will be going soon. Soon. I said soon. Sooner rather than later. I've tried to combine all the words together and it didn't work.
What's one of your favorite things that you can take away from the show since you've been on it? I don't know if it's like a question asked or like somebody that's been on, or just a certain moment, or
I would say everything about it. It's, you know me, I
do know you. That's private. A very true statement.
I'm very private. I don't really post a lot on my socials. Like the only thing I really use is my Instagram. I don't like, this is the most open, other than if you run into me at work, which is half me, half hello, how are you doing today? Have a wonderful day. Like it's a half me, half I'm at work. I'm getting paid, so I'm chipper whether I'm chipper or not. But the show has given me a chance to like be 100% me, and it's probably been the most fun I've had in a very long time. Like I look forward to every Thursdays, whether you're here or you're at your house or whatnot. Like I always look forward to the chats we're gonna have, the guests we're gonna have on. If we're going to hash up an old show from last year and we go back through it with music, movies, whatnot. And I don't get that a lot. I don't go out. I don't really have you're probably my very closest friend, like that I actually go and spend time with. Like most people,
I appreciate that, man. And likewise,
I'll hit you up, and I never do, and I never go anywhere. But like, it's nice that I get to interact with people and be a little bit more of me without having to go out and be me, if that makes sense.
It does. It absolutely does. And that's awesome. I think it shows a lot. And, you know, again, you go back and you watch the shows, and it definitely reads like that.
You know what's weird? To get prepared for this show, I rewatched, and I haven't watched it in a while. This is the first time I watched it. I watched the first episode that I was on Tom and Amy's show doing the chat about Freemasons.
Freemasons, yes.
And I wow, from that show, like
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that now.
It is such a difference in, like, I'll pull up a clip real quick. Hold on.
Yes, please do. I want to see this. Yes, I would love to see
this.
But
the contrast of who I am and what we do now to my first time on camera is always kind of weird to me, because I'm like, that was me? So give me just a second. I gotta searchy.
No, I'm excited to see this.
I mean, I could probably just type it in and be much faster than.
And again, that was one of those things where it was great because you were on the show, like, I think once, and then you came back, I think, a second time, and then I went on vacation. And then on that vacation, you know, the message was sent. It's like, you know, you want to make JJ a permy, you know, co-host? And the answer was a resounding yes.
All right, let me pull this up. Mute it on my end real quick. Wow, the mohawk. I forgot about the mohawk.
There's a lot of hairstyles that you went through. I forgot about. I'm just watching older videos, but yeah, let's go.
Yeah, it bounced around a lot. All right. Here's we go. So this was my actual first time on camera. Like, I've never done anything like this before. This was like
Kerry's bangs. Look at Kerry's
I know, like
bangs.
difference in time. Oh, let me turn on.
I just wore that shirt yesterday, actually.
So at the head of the room, you've got the master of, like, the whole lodge. So that's where he would sit, and then you got the two other guys on the side. I can't remember what they're called for the life of me. And then outside the door, there's a guy who holds a sword called the Tyler, who doesn't allow anyone in after the doors close.
The Tyler?
Yep. Not the Tyler, but a
okay,
Tyler.
There's multi-uses.
Sorry.
So all these names that they have for these, it all actually goes back to, if I'm
Dude.
But yeah, that like, when I see that and I go back through that whole video, it is such a weird time for me, because I'm like, you could, like, see how uncomfortable I am, but also comfortable I am at the exact same time. It's one of those, like, weird, like, I found my niche, but I didn't know how to adapt it at that point yet. It's like the first time I found it. And compared to how I talk then and now, like, it doesn't. Like, if you go back through that episode, I stuttered a lot.
Yeah. We weren't, you know, that was one of those, you weren't used to being on camera all the time and things like that too. Yeah.
But no, like, I always go back to that. Like, I'm always very grateful for that moment, to have the opportunity to try it and be a part of the show. And I always thank Haley for it at the same time, because I almost pulled out. Like, I was like that nervous.
Yeah.
I was like, I've never done this. Like, I'm going to fuck it up. I'm not going to be able to talk right. It's just going to be a hot mess. I can't do it. And right before we went live, the last text I got from my daughter was, "It's all right, Dad, you got this." And I was like, all right, if you think so, I'm going to run the ball with this. And I never stopped. I picked it up and just kept running.
And now look, she appears on the shows frequently, you know?
She does. And eventually I'll have her do one of the intros for the show, instead of me always going, "Hello, welcome to Random Nonsense." One of these weeks I'll get her to finally do it.
I like to think that Haley would just be like, "Hey, here's Matthias," and just holds the baby up to the camera. It's like, that's all we need.
Don't give her any more ideas than she needs.
She's a sweet kid, man. She'd
be like, "Look at the cute baby."
Well, she's man.
And for me, like going back to your question, one of the things about this that makes me happy, and I know my other two kids don't watch it, but I feel like this is a time capsule for them to go back and watch it and be like,
"Oh, sure, absolutely."
Look at my dad. Like, look what he did. Like, to carry that on and think that they can do whatever they want, because I never thought I'd be here, be doing 100 episodes later. Never thought we'd get there. So and I hope it's a point where they can look back and go, I'm really proud of what he did, and I want to expand upon it. Because at some point, I'd love to have all the girls on the show and just let them rant, and I just sit here and be like, okay.
I want to be there for that show. I think that would be amazing.
I would just watch and just let the girls run it. I'd be like, okay, I'm cool with this.
Cindy, sorry, your self-eval. Those are the worst. And you are rocking a JJC. Hell yeah.
I had to catch back up. I was like, why is it not changing on my side? But then it just did. Never mind. Well, thank you, Cindy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Cindy's a sweetheart, man. She's awesome, man.
We've come a long way from a lot of the bad jokes about things that I cannot repeat. It
was to kind of touch and go there for a
episodes.
little while. Yeah, it was like,
like I said, at least the first 10, not super proud of. I mean, it built a lot of the groundwork that we do now.
Yeah.
There were good gems in between those 10, but you could tell we were really like, I had an idea then and I didn't like it, and I had to change it from that point on. And you can see through 100 episodes how we've adapted, we've changed, we've gone to the flow that I think is more comfortable, that everyone tunes into every week now that enjoys.
And sorry, Cindy. Nobody's innocent, Cindy. Not even you.
That is not a good Jimmy. He would be offended.
Jimmy, I paint. I live in Arkansas. I'm an awesome guy. I got a huge heart.
So she's saying she's an evil.
She's an evil panda? Uh-oh. Oh. Well, whatever. I'm still going to give you a hug when I see you.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
It's how it goes.
Yeah, I'm a hugger.
No, like, this has been a lot of fun, and like up to us doing this, I've been like going through ideas I wanted to do, and sitting here, like I said, I had a bunch of ideas I never wrote down. I really wish I did, because I feel like they would have been really fun for the show. Kind of brought it back somewhat to the original plan I wanted. But then it goes back to our conversation at the beginning of the show when we're talking about movies, like you go to escape it, and the original grounded idea for the show was to just be me ranting about things I see on a daily and just not liking. And I'm like, there's got to be a niche for that, right? But I'm like, I don't want to carry all that weight and be angry for a week just to bitch about it one day a week. Like,
yeah.
And because that's kind of what I wanted. And then, like I said, the first 10 episodes weren't great. They're really not. They're on YouTube. You can watch them. You can tell me if you think they're great or not. I don't think they are. But when I realized the niche I found and I wanted to keep it up was being fun, being exciting, doing stuff that takes you out of everyday life, whether it's just us.
It's that escapism. And it's also kind of therapy, too, for everybody involved, you know? It's like we talk about on Tom and Amy's shit. I don't mean shit like that, but I mean, they're...
No, I get what you mean.
You know, it's a colloquial shit. It's like, that's our therapy, you know?
And if you think about it, we've had a huge cast for a bit.
Yeah.
We had a small cast, but the center two pieces, no offense to my brother, but when I first even pitched the idea of doing this with you, was always you, me, and Danny.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like, we were always the core group that I wanted, like the three of us.
And I'm, obviously happy to do it. You know what I mean? Because, you know, my best friend and stuff like that. And I promise, Jimmy, I won't try to toss you. I got a bad back, brother.
I mean, that's a picture I wouldn't mind with him in the claws. You trying to like Hulk throw him? I'm not gonna lie, I would be down for that picture.
Look, me and Jimmy are old. Why you gotta pick on us, man? We'll see what we can do.
He's that young, strong bull of us all.
He's probably yeah, that's true.
We'll make it work. Who knows?
I could probably lift Jimmy, maybe. I don't know. I'm a little bitch, so I don't know.
That's an understatement.
Yeah. Well, thanks. No, I'm really glad that you made it this far and you've done everything you have, and everything's kind of come to where it's all come together, like the universe, well, the YouTube verse between Jimmy and Travis and you and me and Cindy and everybody just kind of meeting, and Tom and Amy and everybody just coming all together. I have more YouTube friends than I have actual friends. You know what I mean? Like people that I've met on YouTube by doing videos and just being in that stuff. And it's awesome.
No, I actually,
Jimmy's exporting your new intro now.
Oh, nice. No, like I really almost every Thursday when I take the dog for a walk right before we do the show or right after the show, I always go back through it and how grateful I am that I do this. It's not, we don't make any money off of this. Like we don't see a dime, pennies, percentage, nothing. Like I do this for the love of what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
But I'm very grateful every time we get done a show. I put down my headphones, take the dog for a quick walk and whatnot. And I'm always just outside, like just thinking about how lucky I am that I get to do this every week and enjoy that I do it every week and have the little group that follows every week, watches every week, enjoys what we do. It always brings me back to the A Wonderful Life with Jimmy Stewart.
Oh yeah.
Like I feel like I'm the healthiest man in the world, and I don't own a fucking thing, but like this means more to me than a lot of things that I do with my life.
Yeah. And again, it's one of those things, and I think the tenacity is another part of it too. Because literally anybody with a computer and a webcam, you don't even need that. If you have a phone, you can have a YouTube channel. You can do a podcast. Anybody can do a podcast. Yeah. It's super easy. But to keep up with it, like, and even knowing that you're not monetized, you're not going to make any money.
Yeah.
A small following, but it's a following. It's like any other business. It's like repeat business. Yeah. You see the same names every week, and those are awesome people because they support you. And those are the people that should mean the most. You know what I mean? New subscribers are awesome, but the names that keep showing up week after week, and you're just like, consistently, it's like those are the people that I think really make the channel. Because, I mean, you can do this to nobody. And, yeah, I know, I read it. I'm not going to toss you. After the whole thing, I'm not going to try to do anything. I'm surprised. Oh, my God.
I thought I'm the one with the speech problem.
Yeah, I know.
Poor Travis.
I forgot where I was going with that. I started reading the comments. I'm like, poor Travis. Yeah, dude. Did you take anything, man?
It's so sad. I was actually hoping he'd pop on, but now I do feel bad for him because I knew what shape
words
he was
are hard. Yes,
words are very hard. But I knew what shape he was in when him and I FaceTimed. I was like, dude, are you all right? Like, he sounded rough then, so I can only imagine what he feels like now. And that was before I went to your house, so at like 11:45-ish.
Oh, geez. Oh, that poor guy.
So I can only imagine, poor guy. I have no idea why I've been doing this. I'm not tired in any way, but I think it's because I've been talking so much. I'm not enough oxygen in my brain because every couple seconds I'm like, whoa.
That's fair. It's
hard not to stutter. It's really hard not to
stutter.
Well,
not for me. I mean, usually unless I'm just, picking on you or something. I don't. Well, sometimes I do.
What the fuck does that mean?
If I'm like, But I have my fair share of mumbling and bumbling and word jumbling, so I'm nowhere even better. I got to pee super bad. You're on your own for a second, dude. This is not negotiable.
Oh, goddamn. I'm good. I got this. But no, like, on all seriousness, I'm done with the rant about the show after this little bit. I'm super glad you're all here. I'm really happy you all dig what we do. I'm really, really, like, beyond words can thank any of you for being here every week, showing up in the comments. Like, Hefty got recognized by Daniel's brother-in-law the other day from being on the show. Like, they've never met ever in their life. Like, and I don't really discuss that part of my life on the show or even to Hefty. Like, he knows that they exist, but that's it. Like, I don't really go into the details. Oh, I swear to God, I'm not tired. Goddamn. But it made me happy when he was at work and her brother-in-law saw him. He's like, oh my God, I know you from this show. And another one of my friends who does follow the show, he normally reposts it on his stuff the day afterwards. Like, he'll watch it, then repost it and whatnot, tell everyone to watch it, which is fine. But he ran into Hefty too one time. He's like, hey, I know you. You do that show with my friend. And I'm like, that to me means more than anything, that like Hefty can go out and be seen by people and they know who he is because of what we do here. That hasn't happened to me yet, which is fine. I mean, I really don't care. Like, I'd rather not people come up to me and be like, hey, you're that guy from that podcast. You'd be like, no, I'm not. If you don't know me, get the fuck away from me. I don't know you. Just because I don't like people. I'm very antisocial. So I'm like, no. So this is me being social without being social, because being a part of human society is really hard for me. That's why I hide a lot. So if you see me at work, you see half of me. When you see me here, you're seeing all of me. So good for everyone that's here, but that's the end of that rant because I had an idea where I was going, but I forgot it halfway through the sentence. That's pretty cool, actually. Yeah, I agree. That's way too people out there. And I'm in a job where I deal with the public every day, like every single day. And I'm just like, okay, that's nice to see you, but now I want to go hide. That was enough of me being like a human being for the day. Let me just go do me and avoid all of that for the next 12 hours. I got you. Hold on. If it looks like I'm doing something, it's because I am doing something. No, that's the wrong email. Switch accounts. There's the right account. Can I just... Oh, there, okay. And downloading. Right? Download. I don't care.
Don't you, though?
I do, but I don't. I'm trying to download something. Hold on. I'm going to mute myself so nobody hears me rambling. You're on your own for 30 seconds. Never mind.
Fair
I see it
enough.
downloading. I saw it downloading. Never mind. You're good.
Oh, that's the easiest 30 seconds I ever experienced, and that's what she said.
I'm not touching that one. That's way too easy.
That's, again, what she said. Oh, whoa. Hey, how you doing there? So let's see. Tomorrow we have Tom and Amy's show, right?
Yes, and we're on their channel?
On their channel, yes. Yes. Yep.
I'll say yeah, because I think...
Yeah, because first week it was, but last week it was on my channel. So next week it's on theirs. Then next week it's on yours.
And then we're not here.
Yeah,
that might actually be the first episode of their show that I miss. I haven't missed one yet since I've been on the show.
That's true. Yeah,
I think that might be my first episode I won't be on there.
That's fair. I mean, that's how it is. I think they'll muddle through somehow without us. They'll probably do better without us, to be honest with you. Like, let's stay on the topic for a minute. No, not at all.
Right? They won't lose focus.
No, everybody's just as important on everybody's show.
No, even with Tom and Amy, like they've built a little cult following.
Yeah, they're doing
same
well.
People every week, like we do here. But I think they found their niche with you, me, Marty, and Mama. Like we all fit. Like we're a nice, like coherent group where not all of us are super duper wanting to run into a haunted house, and
there's enough of them on the show that are though. So it's like
exactly, right. And there's enough of us like with yours and my knowledge of like basic pop culture, movies, whatnot. We have a well-rounded out show that way between us because there's things you know that I don't know, and there's things I know that you don't know, and vice versa to everybody.
True,
so I think it works out.
Yeah. And again,
we're not
YouTube is where I made a lot of my adult friends. Because when you get to be an adult, dude, making friends is hard. Because you don't want to do much anymore. You know what I mean? Is there really a book about that, or are you just being?
No, I said we should write a book about being an adult and trying to make friends.
I've had this discussion with other people too, and it's just like when you're a kid, it's a different kind of harder to make friends. Like, because you're just shy and you don't know how to act at first, and then when you get friends, and you get, but the older you get, it's like, I don't like people. And then, your friend group kind of gets smaller and smaller. And it's like, it's not easy to make friends when you're an adult, which is how it is.
Down to one of those things that most people move away from their hometowns. Like most people don't stay in that small knit group of people or whatnot. They don't see them every day. They don't work together every day. Like everyone's life changes. You branch out, you do your own thing. There's people when I left in 2006 that I never said goodbye to, like until like I moved out there, or, like post things. They're like, wait, you moved away? And I go, yeah, like 6 months ago. Like, where have you been? Like what is happening?
Sure.
But I feel like that what happens with everybody. You just branch out and do your own thing. And if you are lucky to have one of those small knit group of friends you knew since fucking grade school, then good for you. Because that's
Yeah.
very rare in today's world that you still have that like niche of 4 or 5 friends that you grew up with. You
Yeah.
went through school together and you're still close, like your family spend time together, whatnot. Because most of us who move around and do other things, we don't have that luxury.
Yeah.
I barely talk to anyone I've known most of my life.
Yeah.
Period. Even half of my family I don't discuss. I don't think any of them have watched this other than my mom a couple times. And it's on my Facebook, which most of my family is on my Facebook, and none of them have ever liked it, shared a comment, other than like Pam, my kids. Like that's like the end. Like nobody else. So it happens. You just kind of adapt and move along.
I like what Jimmy said. He says, I don't make friends. I just walk my path and hang out with the folks going the same way. And then he corrected it in the subsequent posts, but I figured I'd fix it for him. But yeah, that's kind of how it goes, man. It's like I'm old. Like I like being alone. Like I like that, going out is overrated, man, because that's where people are. And just generally as a rule, I don't like people.
Well, and I think that's a cross that you and I both carry that not a lot of people do unless you work on a daily basis with the public.
Yeah.
You don't understand, like, when you're in your 20s, going out and interacting with people is fun. Like, you go out to the bar after work with friends from work. But the older you get, the more you're like, that's not as much fun. Like,
yeah, I'm like,
I get plus, 8 hours a day of it. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm like, bars are where, overpriced beer and people I wouldn't hang out with even if I wasn't drunk. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah,
I'm
makes
good.
sense.
I'm good. I'll like if I meet people that I dig. Like I said, JJ. So I've known. We'll take Luigi for example. A great friend. I've known the dude, 5 years, almost 6 years, and he's never been here. He's never been to my house. He's never been here.
No, I get it.
I have like most of my friends, like, well, not most of them, but a lot of the people I know just haven't been here. I'm just like, what are you gonna do? I mean, it sounds like I don't like people. Like I like people.
We appreciate that, Jimmy.
It's context sensitive. You know what I mean? We love you too, Jimbo. We'll see you later, buddy.
And like that just makes me happy because like we're not doing anything. We're really just bullshitting.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, the most fun about what we do on a weekly basis. We just bullshit. Like there's really no correct thing you could say or do. Like we don't really have like, this is the fucking Flagstaff we're gonna follow. Go down the list of things. Like whatever comes to mind, we discuss it.
Yeah, well, I think that also goes with the random nonsense, just the theme of the channel. It's like, it was based on random nonsense.
You know where the name came from?
Go for it. No, I don't.
Not to shut you down real quick, but
no, not at all. I don't know.
So the name Random Nonsense came from what, as a kid, I would call my brain. When I would try to explain to people the amount of things running through my head on a daily basis, I'd be like, it's a lot of random nonsense up there. Like the pulp culture, the music, art, like my brain is never not running. And it makes me the most frustrated because it never stops.
That's not a bad thing, man. That's not a bad thing.
I always think that's why I do stutter, because my brain never stops running. So while I'm trying to talk, it's still thinking about other things and like what to do with this, what to do with that, and it just basically diarrhea of the mouth is what I call it.
I love it. I don't know if it's diarrhea because you got a lot of good stuff to say, but I get it. Like your mouth can't keep up with your brain, and it's like I can't speak that fast. Sorry, brain.
It happens to me all the time at work. Like someone will walk up to the counter and I'll go to say something and I hear it come out of my mouth and that's not what I wanted to say. And it's just jumble. And I'm like, I feel like they think I just had a stroke right now. Cause it's just like,
I'll call myself out on it. Like if I jump it, I'm like, nope, didn't care for that. And I'll like, start back at one. I'm like, this, just lean into it, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's who we are.
It is.
And it works. So
it is.
I mean,
I do have to get going though, unfortunately, bud.
No, you're good, my friend.
But congrats on the 100th episode.
I appreciate it.
You know, you've done great, man. Thank you for letting me be a part of this. And like super lots of love to everybody in the chat that's there week after week. You know, you guys are amazing.
I was actually thinking about the same thing because I keep seeing a yellow dog head pop through the curtain, so I feel like I need to go for a walk. So on that note, I'm glad you guys were here. I'm glad you enjoyed. We went a little bit everywhere. That's how we do. We'll see you here. Well, not here, but tomorrow on Tom and Amy's Paranormal Mysteries. I don't know if they looked at the account yet. No one has said anything, so I don't know. So we'll see.
Probably not. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I bet they had a busy week, so we'll
on that note, everybody have a great night. And Jimmy, thank you for the outro.
Hollow faces in the mirror, lost souls searching for a savior. In a world gone mad and toxic waste, I rise up from the shattered place. Jagged edges cutting through the smoke. Words like knives ain't some kind of joke. Revolution starts with broken chains. I'm the storm in your hurricane. I'm the new cult of personality. Break the system, bring your sanity. Raging fire, burn the old decree. In the chaos, you'll be following me. Mystic whispers echo through the halls. Old gods tremble, walls will fall. In the ashes lies the prophecy. Scars and power all inside of me. Rusty bridges fracture in the night. Desperate hands reaching for the light. I'm the message carved into your skin. Where the end is where we all begin. I'm the new cult of personality. Break the system, bring the sanity. Raging fire, burn the old decree. In the chaos, you'll be following me.
Welcome to Random Nonsense. All opinions expressed on this show don't always reflect the beliefs of the people on this show. There will be some adult themes and references. We are all adults. If you are young, ask an adult for permission before watching. And remember, it's all for fun. JJ.